Hello guys. Today I want you to just make this quick note before we get started. I want you to write down section 2.3 using models to divide integers. So you can quickly write that down. Okay, write that down, and then below it I want you to write the following note. Okay, so if you haven't got that written down, pause the video for a second. When you're ready, come on back. Okay, I want you to write the note just so that you don't study this section by mistake. I want you to write the note below it. Note, we will be skipping this section. Okay, and pause the video until you have that written down. When you're ready, press play and we'll move on to the next section. Okay, so now what we're actually doing today is we're writing down section 2.4, developing rules to divide integers. And this is going to be a very quick lesson, and it shouldn't be too difficult if you understood the rules for multiplying integers. So just write down our section title, pause if you need to, and when you're ready, come on back and we'll jump into it. Okay, so just follow along for right now. In the previous lesson, we developed rules to help us when we multiply positive and negative integers. So we said if we multiply a positive number times a positive number, so we have same signs, the answer is going to be a positive answer. Okay, and looking at the other same sign, so if we have a negative number times by a negative number, okay, because they're the same signs, a negative times a negative gives you a positive. Okay, if we have a positive times a negative, these are different signs, so we get a negative answer. And if we have a negative times a positive, so just a different order, but we have different signs, we get a negative answer. So that's just a quick little review of the rule from last lesson. Okay, so I want you to write this down. So write down this little note here to introduce the topic, and write down these examples, then we're going to work through them together. Okay, so pause the video until you have that all written down, and then when you come back, we will work through these examples together. Okay, you should have that written down by now. Alright, so we're just going to look at this. We got some different examples here. We have some positives divided by positives. So we got some mixed, different symbols, positive and negative, different signs, sorry. And then we got two negative signs. So positive 10 divided by a positive 2. So first, we look at our numbers. 10 divided by 2 is 5. And we're going to have a positive and a positive. When you divide a positive by a positive, you get a positive number. Okay, so just write that down. Alright, for the next example, we got a positive 12 divided by a negative 4. We look at our numbers first. 12 divided by 4 is 3. And then we look at our signs. We have a positive and a negative. So we have different signs. So the answer is going to be negative 3. Make sure you write that down. The next one is a negative 9 divided by a positive 3. Look at our numbers. 9 divided by 3 gives us 3. So we know the number. Now we have to figure out the sign. Negative divided by a positive. We have different signs. Different signs give us a negative answer, negative 3. And the last one, we have 15 divided by 5. Negative 15 divided by negative 5. We look at our numbers first. 15 divided by 5 is 3. But what's our sign? We have a negative here and a negative here. They have the same signs. So that actually becomes a positive 3. Write that down. If you have any questions about these, pause the video, ask a friend or an older student, or if I'm available, ask me. If not, we're ready to move on and make our final note. Alright, so write this down in your exercise book. This is the rule for dividing positive and negative integers. Make this chart. Okay, so you have to write down the little subtitle here. You have to write down your chart. And then you don't have to write down these yet. We're going to put these in place. So pause the video, write down your subtitle and the chart, and when you're ready, press play. We'll fill these in. Okay, so you should have this all written down. We're going to quickly fill out this chart because, believe it or not, this chart, even though it's division, it is very, very, very similar to our multiplication chart. Okay, so with that being said, if we divide a positive number by a positive number, same sign, we're going to get a positive answer. If we divide a negative number by a negative number, so filling in this block, a negative and a negative is the same sign, so we get positive. Negative divided by a positive, we get opposite signs, so it becomes negative, and fill this in as we're going. And a positive number divided by a negative number, they're different signs, so we get negative. Okay, so just fill it out. I'm going to flick back here. We can see that those are exactly the same rules for multiplication and divide. Okay, so that's why it was such a quick lesson. Make sure you have this copied down. Pause if you don't. If not, move along, and I'll give you your practice work. Okay, so no worksheet today. Practice work's coming from page 87 and 89. Moving 4, 5, 9, 10, 12, 18. This is a random selection of questions I think will really help you understand this. And once you do these, if you have no problems, I think you're good to go and you really understand the section. So good luck with the practice work. If you have any questions, let me know.